There is a big problem with creating short-form content as a filmmaker. You need to constantly pump out content just to even be seen by the algorithm. But at the same time, it is absolutely necessary to create Reels and TikToks, and in this video, I want to explain to you why and how I manage creating content across multiple platforms. This week has been a lot of filming short-form content, and I wanted to kind of talk about it a little bit in this vlog because I've been balancing YouTube and short-form content at the same time, and I have been finding a bit of a rhythm, which is very exciting because I once hated short-form. So in this video, I kind of want to bring you guys along with me on my thought process in short-form and why it's actually necessary as filmmakers to make short-form content. So let's go. As a background, I started building my social presence on YouTube back in 2017, and then in 2021, I started creating on TikTok. And then I sort of realized that I didn't really like it that much because it was very hard to constantly pump out high quality videos every day, but when Instagram Reels came out, things changed a lot. So this was my problem with short form content. I felt like the content on there was mostly brain rot and I was scrolling, and I felt like most videos on there were forgettable, and because it was all the same content over and over, it was just trend-based stuff and the same sounds, I felt like it was kind of ruining my creativity to just have to be posting on there and have to use the same trends in music to even feel like I'm gonna get reach. And then finally what I realized was it was completely ruining my pacing when video editing. On short form, every 3 seconds you need to cut scenes and you always have to have cool visuals pretty fast. I just felt like when I was editing a short form video, I was losing that skill of pacing and editing. I thought these things about 2 years ago, and I was almost gonna make a full video about all the problems I had with short form, but things have changed a lot, and I think especially with Instagram Reels. So TikTok in general, I feel like hasn't been a great outlet for high quality content. It's more of raw content, on the fly stuff that you just film with your iPhone. So I kind of find that high quality stuff doesn't really thrive on TikTok, but on Instagram, it is all about high quality content, and that's such a plus for filmmakers. Okay, so first off, I said things were brain rotty. Now with Instagram, I don't think that it is as brain rotty. I think there is a lot of art on the platform. I find that I actually do end up rewatching and going to some of my favorite creators on Instagram because they have such high quality content that it feels like even like a TV show. They're not forgettable. The second thing was I felt like it was ruining my creativity. Now I feel like I see short form and long form as two completely different platforms where you can kind of create mini stories on short form and show more behind the scenes, and it is just a completely different way of telling stories in a shorter format. And I think having these rules in place of getting people's attention within the first 3 seconds and keeping the video engaging is actually quite fun to practice. It's fun because when you have to keep the viewer engaged throughout the entire video, you can just get super creative with your shots and your VFX, and that has just been a super fun format to test out. Now finally, number 3, the pacing. Long form and short form are completely different skill sets. If you're only making short form content, you're probably going to be editing very fast paced like a short form creator. But if you're also practicing the skill of long form, then you are able to kind of extend your clips. You need to be practicing both to be good at both and to maintain the pacing style of each format. It's kind of like editing a feature film would be so different from editing a YouTube video, which is different from editing a short form video. I don't really have much experience with editing a feature film, but I have experience with editing a long form YouTube video. I'm gonna have to learn how to edit a feature film because it is a completely different format. It is not the same as editing a long form or a short form video. I think that's what we have to realize, that they're just completely different ways of editing and pacing. Seeing it as that way, it kind of forces you to practice both skills. It's just different lengths of telling a story, and it is very cool to be able to practice that across different platforms. So it is currently Friday, it's the end of a work week. Came to the pier to tan. This week was so busy, and I wanted to talk a little bit about getting work. Most of the work that I've had this week was pretty much people that has found me through short form content. It's so much easier to find people on short form versus long form because long form, it's not feeding you an algorithm of like a For You page. You kind of have to click and watch. I think that is the primary reason why I think every filmmaker should be making short form content, because it is probably the #1 form of marketing your filmmaking. Any type of person that comes across your page, it's pretty much a portfolio, so people are able to see all the work that you do. Short form in general just brings people to your page to see what you can do. I think filmmaking in general is all about networking in real life. In the filmmaking world, it's all about who you know and networking to get opportunities, and social networking is like the best new wave of getting opportunities because you can actually reach anyone in the country, anyone in the world. That's why I think short form is actually like so valuable in terms of marketing your work and getting opportunities, especially if you're trying to be like a freelance filmmaker. All right, gonna start my little tanning sesh. It's been so hot and all I crave is the beach, and I have been to the beach actually once. This is a great spot. The sprinklers behind is really helping a lot. Gorgeous day. This is honestly the first day that it actually feels like I'm living like a summer, like that it's actually summer in New York. Usually in the daytime I'm just in AC because it's so hot out. It's been nice. So I often have to prioritize making short form content, mostly because it actually has given me the most amount of opportunities for work. But YouTube is like my main passion, and I think I enjoy making long form content the most, and I feel like telling stories through long form is a lot more fulfilling for me. With YouTube, I feel like it's because I'm recording so much throughout, it's just so much more footage. I'm able to easily repurpose that into short form content. Within like one long form video, I can make 3 different reels out of it. Whether it is creating a completely new different piece out of the video, or cutting down a little segment of the video, or just putting the intro out. Usually the intro is more engaging and it kind of works on short form, and you can kind of lead people to go to your long form video on YouTube. You have a film that you want to promote, I feel like posting like a snippet on short form is such a great way to just promote people to your long form. It's been so important for me this year to just figure out a good work schedule and routine. I feel like once you find that flow that works for you and you find a routine where you can create consistently, it gets so much easier to create content. I really enjoy having a schedule where Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's like ideation and editing something previously in the week, and then Thursday, Friday is filming, and then on the weekend I'll edit a bit and it'll trickle into like Monday, Tuesday. I would just say like the more you create, it gets so much easier. In the beginning, it is so hard, and it's probably why so many people are not able to stick with it, but once you stick with it, that is why people are able to make content for like years and years and years, because they're just so used to it, it becomes a whole lifestyle. And overall, whether you're a filmmaker just like making long form films on your own, working for other people and stuff, you can always incorporate that behind the scenes stuff within your content in short form. Literally any sort of filmmaking route that you're going down, you can find opportunities within it, so share your work. Who knows what will happen after one video. Come to Greenpoint for a little bit of a solo date, solo work sesh. I don't come here often, but I know there's like a coffee shop that I want to try out, but probably gonna go ideate some reels and do some editing. Honestly, feels like I could be in Hawaii. These waves are kind of crashing close. So personally, I've always found long form content so much more fulfilling. I feel like putting all the love into a longer video and seeing the comments and feedback has been, I don't know, just the most rewarding. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought. Let me know your thoughts as well on short form, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.